September 23rd, 2014, Miguel Dorada here at the IBOT Vaults. I'm going to give you Combat Sports Betting Blog number 4 here for the weekend of September 26 and 27. Really, I'm doing this early in the week. I got $511 left in the bank. I'm about half through the $1,000 starting money. I've been slowly losing a little bit. I'm just going to play it straight. I'm going to play it like I would with my own $500 at nothing to lose. I'm going to just focus on UFC 178 and just lay these out. We'll look at them afterwards and see how we did. After that, I want to get into perhaps some other blogs of this type, boxing related or what you do on the day of the fight and things like that. Because I look at some, a few different things after the weigh-ins and stuff like that. And that's when you actually see the lines move a lot. So, not something I would usually do, bet this far back, but I'm going to go ahead and take a swipe at the last $500 here. It's $511. We're going to go to UFC 178 in Vegas, and that is this Saturday night. I am going to go first to my dead even money fight of Eddie Alvarez and Donald Cerrone. I'm going to lay $150 on Eddie Alvarez. It really is a pick 'em fight. It could go either way. They're both great guys. I'm a longtime Alvarez fan. I happen to have a little bit of a personal knowledge of the kid. I know him from early on in his career, and I think great things of him, and I'm rooting for him, really. So I'm just going to bet with the heart. It's even money. Alvarez has always been a good bet, so we'll see how that one goes. I'm sure we'll be talking about that fight afterwards. Moving right along, I see that Tim Canty's a slight underdog at plus 125 to Yoel Romero. I'm going to go with Canty. I'm going to put another 150 there, try to win 187.50 back. Romero obviously has his really strong points, obviously his wrestling and stuff. He's a little bit older, and he hasn't shown me a depth of game, and Canty's one of those gritty guys. Canty's one of those guys who's got a lot of fights. He knows how to fight, and I think he can put Romero in spots where Romero just isn't prepared. He hasn't been in, and his wrestling background doesn't allow him to be ready, and that could come via striking, that could come via some positioning. I think Canty's a pretty good fighter to be an underdog here against a guy who's coming over to the sport late with some freakish abilities, but probably some holes in his game. Canty could expose. I'm going to go ahead and put the 150 on Canty. After that, I'm going to hit some underdogs just because UFC 178 is a terrific card, and we got Dustin Poirier plus 225 against Conor McGregor, and I'm going to put $100 down on Dustin to win back 225. The bottom line with that fight is McGregor's got a lot of hype. He's got his entire country of Ireland behind him, and I like stuff like that. It's good for the sport. Poirier is right, though, that there comes a point where you do have to ask, can this guy fight? And he has to take on some real competition. Poirier represents that. It's the fight I want to see. McGregor gets through this fight. He might be the real deal, but he really has some questions I'd like to see answered. Poirier, $100. My last fight, and I really, I almost hope I lose this one because I just have a bad feeling about Dominic Cruz at minus 400. Cruz, a former bantamweight champion, heavily favored over Takeya Mizuyaki. I'm going to put $100 on Mizuyaki to pull back plus 325, $325 because just Cruz has just been, it's 3 years since he fought, and 3 years is 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. It's a long time to be away from, being sharp and competition sharp. He went through several knee surgeries, a brutal knee injury. It led to several surgeries. Then he had an abdominal injury that led him to pull out of another fight. He's just stacking them up, and I need to see that he's back anywhere near the level he used to be. Until then, I wouldn't put him that high a favorite. Certainly wouldn't put money on him. And I'm going to go ahead and take Mizuyaki just in case he really does come in rusty. We will take a look at these afterwards. That's Combat Sports Betting Blog for the weekend of the 26th and 27th of September.